Well, I think I've finally done it. I finally spent a lot of money. Now I gotta make this thing busy. Well, as soon as I set it up in the shop. Well, I borrowed a neighbor's tractor and got these pieces in. And I got these pieces in at the same time. So, this is the hard part, the unboxing and the setup. So, I guess we got to get to it. There, would you kindly hold the camera, please? Thank you. I am going to attempt to open this crate with those tools that are over there. Means I gotta walk all the way around the shop, all the way back over here, find a corner. Oh, that is so satisfying. I'd be using a crowbar for this, but my crowbar disappeared. I don't know where it ended up. Probably sitting somewhere in one of the sheds where it doesn't belong. Or maybe it got left out, I don't know. Making some progress. Until I get there. I think I'll use the dead blow hammer. I don't want to accidentally hit the machine and break anything, so. Ooh, that's working. Ooh, that was surprisingly and maybe a little bit scarily effective. I can't get a good swing from here. There we go. Timber! Oh, I nicked it just a little bit. Not bad. Now, an important thing to note with these things. They're bolted onto the pallet, and it is bolted right through the pallet. So this nut here goes to a bolt that goes down here where that notch is. We just jam a trusty wrench under here and see if we can catch the hex. Bolts. It's in there somewhere. I know it is. Keep missing it. There it is. And then on the top, I've already started to loosen this a little bit, so it's finger tight now, but it was cranked down okay. There we go. Now that's off. That'll drop out. Alright, so I got the crate off from around the base here. Took a little bit, but I got it. Now to take this packaging off of here. I didn't think I'd be doing an unboxing video today. I thought that was attached. These are the legs for the machine stand. This is the machine stand. Well, that is putting the stand together. Next thing I have to do is level the stand so it's level with the earth, not necessarily level with the floor, which isn't level at all. So, I guess that's the next step. Let's get a... Alright, here's a little update on setting up the lathe. I've placed it on little blocks of 2x4s in each corner, so I could have room to put the coolant reservoir underneath here. And I don't have anything actually hooked up in here. This is the coolant reservoir. Coolant pump right here, coolant line right here, and that just slides up. Well, try not to slam it into the machine, but anyway, it just slides right back in there. It stows away nicely. That way you can clean it out easily. About these levels, level it within a half of a degree, quarter of a degree, and the machine is level. I bought 4 of them, one in each corner, and leveled up the machine. Unpacking, setup, and everything was described in the operator's manual here, and I'm going through this page by page, step by step, setting the machine up. So right now I have a cover over this because I got to do some grinding, and I don't want grinding dust on the machine. So that's our, or at least the machine stand, I should say. The machine is still, well, over here on this crate. I haven't even unbolted it from the crate yet, but well, it'll come in time. I gave myself 2 weeks to get this machine set up. I'm already halfway done, and it's been 2 days. So, well, getting the machine set up, I think, is only the very beginning. Getting it all assembled. Then after that, it's actually setting it up software-wise. But here it is, the Tormach 8L CNC lathe. There it is inside. A spindle set for 5C collets. A little, tiny little quick change tool post. I mean, my 150-year-old lathe has a bigger one than this, but I guess size doesn't matter, rigidity does. And I can shake this till the cows come home and, well, it only shakes the rest of the machine. So I guess it's rigid. Well, anyway. This right here, the tailstock cranks in and out. That's nice. Got a bunch of cosmoline all over everything. Oh well, this stuff I've got to clean up and oil up, and there is still much to do. Much to do. Like look through this. Oh, that is the certificate of inspection. All kinds of things like that in here. Oh, there's oil in it. Give it a couple of pulls later, once I get it set up. And what do we got here? Ah, toolbox. I'll have to break into this. Cosmoline all over it. Oh well. On the moving blanket it goes. Let's see, can I take this off single-handed? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it's taped to it. Or maybe it isn't. Ta-da! There we go. toolbox. What's in it? I have no idea. Oh, now I know what's in it. Legs. Feet. Oh, I guess these were supposed to go under. That's the toolbox that it referred to that I couldn't find. Well, okay. Where's the other two of these? There we are. Alright, well, I guess I'll be re-leveling the machine now. Feet on. Now it's time to level this machine up. And looks like I've got some ways to go. These are good within 5/1000ths of a degree. Something like that. They're supposed to be precision levels. Now whether they were listed with a wrong description, whether they were listed with a wrong description or not, I suppose that remains to be seen, but we'll see what we can do to get this thing leveled. It looks like this is the high corner when we look at this. And let's see, looking at this, yes, it is still the high corner. So this is the low corner right here. So I'm going to have to do a couple of things. I'm going to have to lower the high corner and raise the low corner. And it looks like I may have to lower this here a little bit too, this foot here. Well, I'd say that's pretty close. Well, now it's time to lift the lathe up onto the stand, and for that I asked Bill to come over and give me a hand. He brought his engine hoist, and we got it up in the air and made all the connections. Took a little longer than I thought, to be honest. Then after we got the lathe up onto the stand, it was time to hook up the coolant pump and then start running some parts. Now here I'm running some of the first parts I ran on the lathe. Set it all up in conversational CNC programming on Path Pilot. That's Tormach's program, which you will see right here on the screen. This is the tool moving along. Nice graphics. But anyway, making nice parts too, and a nice finish. These are spring retaining pins for the locomotives I build. It's one of the parts that I've been having a hard time sourcing because it's kind of a custom part. And of course, when you're making parts, you have to measure the parts. That's what I'm doing right here, measuring the diameter of the pin. Parting is such sweet sorrow, and this is the point at which we part the part off of the stock, or cut it off. This tool is called a parting tool. You get the joke now? It ruins it when I have to explain it. I hope you enjoyed this video, looking at our brand new tool, the Tormach 8L CNC lathe. This is more of business expense than anything else. I needed this machine to help me make parts that were becoming harder and harder to find people to make for me. Like these pins right here. These are spring retention pins, and if you want your springs to kind of hold in those trucks of mine that I build, well, kind of need these. Also, been having a hard time finding somebody to make wheels and axles for the locomotives I build. I had a supplier, and now that supply has kind of dried up. I always knew it would, but it dried up completely just recently. And but that's not entirely bad news, because I've been asked to assemble the locomotives that those were originally supposed to go with. So that's another upcoming project. So good things for the Brook Railroad. So hopefully we can take some of the profits from that, put it into the railroad itself, ballast, bridges, expanding track, that kind of thing. That's what's been slowing us down. Little thing called money, and a little bit of a lack of it. But these things happen for everybody, no matter how rich or poor or how resourceful you are. There are always limitations here and there, and quite often it's money. But money's just a tool. So, sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. But anyway, this cost quite a bit of money for something like a tool to only use for a hobbyist thing. No, this is definitely going to have to earn its own keep, and it's already starting to do that. Already secured a contract to make parts for a company. The owner's a good friend of mine, so big thanks to them. You'll be seeing more from that company pretty soon on the channel, but I can't mention it yet. So, well, there's your spoiler. Stay tuned. If you do like to see these videos that we make here on the Millbrook Railroad channel, it's not always lathe content. If this is the first video you've seen, this is very different. And I gotta say, it's been many years since I've operated a CNC lathe. I used to do it for a living, but I've since shifted to another kind of engineering, broadcast engineering, which is very different. Still very technical, but very different just the same. So anyway, if you'd like to see more videos like like we do on this channel, just look around the channel and see what we've got, and then subscribe after you decide that you want to see more of what we're doing. If you'd like to support the channel in a more substantial way, you can always do that at patreon.com/Millbrook Railroad. Now, our Patreon patrons are wonderful people. It's a growing group of people who engage with me, the creator, and I post things that I'm doing, like, immediately when I'm doing it sometimes. And that's also where videos get posted immediately as soon as I'm done editing them and uploading them. That's where they go, over to Patreon. And sometimes it's a month before you see it over here on YouTube. So if you want to be more up to date, join us over on Patreon, patreon.com/Millbrook Railroad. And with that, enjoy the rest of your day.